My name is Jessica Saunders. This is my husband Josh Saunders and our dog Luna. We were married October 5th, 2007 at the Ramsey Country Club in Ramsey, New Jersey. We've been together for 11 years. We met in high school. When we met with Joe Costa at his office, we explained to him the type of style that we were looking for, and he showed us his portfolio. And he was very inquisitive. He was taking notes, which said to me that he was actually paying attention to what we were looking for. And when I saw his portfolio, I was extremely impressed. It was exactly what I was looking for. We didn't even actually go to any other photographer. As soon as I met with him, I knew he was the one.
I've worked with a lot of photographers. I used to be in the modeling industry, so I was very insistent on the style that I wanted for my wedding. And
the modern, the classic, the artistic. Something that looks more like a high-end photo shoot opposed to a classic, 70s,
exactly
80s wedding photo.
We were looking for a wedding photographer who could make it look like a high-end fashion photo shoot, but yet still capture the essence of a wedding, not looking like a typical 80s wedding book.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of great photographers are considered great photographers. A lot of their pictures come out typical
corny
wedding type. You see a picture and you're like, that looks like a wedding picture. With Joe's stuff is very fashion oriented, very editorial.
People thought that the way he captured the background and the way that he captured the picture was a painting, was fake almost, because it was so beautiful the way that he captured each picture. And people said that to us. Is that a painting? It didn't look real. It was so picturesque.
Actually working high-end events for weddings and bar mitzvahs, I've worked with a lot of photographers who are not as artistic and talented as Joe. Joe had a great ability to capture. He has his own style. He brings a lot of candid shots,
artistic ability.
They're candid shots. They're very editorial, very almost have a touch of fashion in
high-end fashion,
and yet they're still wedding photos. So Joe is exactly like these professionals that I've worked with for years that have been doing it, that have been in the business. He was right up there with them.
Very professional.
Very professional, and exceeded my expectations as well. The whole process from start to finish. He was very calm, assertive, great with direction.
Very professional.
Told us what we needed to do.
And fun. He made it fun for us because, you don't want to have to sit there and take pictures for 2 hours before, the reception. You want to get to the reception, enjoy yourself, have a good time, so you want the process to be smooth, fun, enjoyable, and that's what it was. And we laughed, we had a good time. He captured every single moment that I could possibly think of. And I'm very grateful that I have those pictures and those memories forever. Because obviously you can never get that day back. Perfect moments from us getting ready to, I'm gonna cry, from us getting ready to the time we walked down the aisle, to us our vows. He captured every special moment, and it was like a video, like, you'll remember for the rest of your life. It was perfect.
One of my big concerns was time. I didn't think we were going to have enough time with the sunlight, and for some reason, I saw Joe and he's smiling and it seemed like everything was okay and I wasn't worried about time anymore. And after that, I didn't really notice him the whole night, but yet we have all these great pictures.
Yeah, you see photographers, at weddings that are in everybody's face, on the dance floor.
Stressed.
Stressing out and running around in everybody's way. And that wasn't the case at all.
I didn't even notice him the whole time at the wedding. Yeah. I felt like there was no pictures actually even taken, but then once we got all our pictures back,
it was very seamless.
So many great shots.
Joe actually came to the salon for us and watched us getting our hair done, doing our makeup, and the bridesmaids, my bridesmaids, absolutely loved him. I thought he was so fun to work with, and he was helping them to get good shots, telling them where to go, where to stand, what to do, and the shots came out perfect, and they enjoyed working with him as well. Another reason that we went with Joe Costa is because his company is very boutique and up and coming. It's not like, one of those commercialized photography companies where you have
a wedding mill.
Yeah, a wedding mill almost, like a puppy mill. You have tons of photographers, tons of videographers.
The person you meet with, not necessarily the person shooting your wedding.
Exactly. You're dealing with the owner of the company whose, you know, title or company's on the line. You don't want to, you know, be dealing with somebody who is just, you know, like a photographer, one of the many photographers within the company who doesn't really care. And they just push through a wedding, you know, hundreds of weddings a year, don't necessarily capture what each individual is looking for or each couple is looking for. And like I said, when we met with him, he sat down and he actually took notes, which I was impressed about. That just proved to me that he was listening to what we were saying and what we wanted, what our expectations were. And with that boutique type of company, I feel like we had the most service you could possibly get. That's what's so great about Moda Studios, is that Joe is involved in every single aspect, from the transaction, from when you're meeting with him to being on site, and then the finished product.
Joe put together a little slideshow with music, which I sent to everybody. When people asked me for pictures, I actually didn't send them anything but the slideshow. And people that didn't even know me that well were crying and calling me up and sending it to people that they knew.
Yeah, he married the slides with music, and it truly did capture the day, and it was perfect. And we showed it to every single person. People that were there, people that weren't there, and the people that weren't there felt like they were.
Not only is Joe an amazing photographer, but the photographers at Moda Studios actually got a lot of great off-angle shots that are some of our favorites from our wedding. And you know, he couldn't have done that without them.
Yep. When we showed our negatives and book to our family and friends, every single one has said they've never seen more beautiful pictures. And you could tell within the image that we were having a good time. It shows through the pictures that we enjoyed it. He enjoys his job, and that's a real important thing, that someone enjoys what they actually do. And I believe that he does. I only recommend him. I've heard horror stories about other companies. True story, his cousin showed us her wedding photographer. She's like, you have to go to my wedding photographer, he is amazing. And when she showed us the pictures, we actually felt bad. They were horrible. I mean, I guess the guy did a nice job, but they were so unoriginal, unartistic, like any run-of-the-mill you would possibly find. I'd like to thank Joe Costa and the entire staff at Moda Studios for truly exceeding our expectations. He truly captured the most memorable day of my life, and I'm extremely grateful for that.
Working with Joe was great from start to finish, and I'm very happy and fortunate that we had the opportunity to work with him.
Joe rules!